Greetings! I would like to welcome to you guys for the international students to Universitas Bangka Belitung. And today, you are in front of the subject of Pancasila Education with the code UBB 102. And let me introduce myself. My name is Zanuar Barep Prasetyo, and I am your lecturer for this subject. I will accompany you guys for the rest of the sessions from the start till the end. So, never hesitate if you have any questions regarding this Pancasila education subject. Alright, that's all for the short introductions. And now I would like to tell you guys that in this occasion, there are two topics that I would like to discuss. The first one is the overview of this Pancasila education. I do believe some of you, or maybe all of you, still not familiar with this kind of ideology of the Pancasila in Indonesia. And then this is now your change, also your opportunity to learn about it. But it doesn't mean that you have to change your ideology later. No, this is only for educational purposes so that we can combine, or perhaps we can understand the basic findings or the basic differences among ideologies in the world, including in your own country. The second one that I would like to tell you about is that in Universitas Bangka Belitung, the lecturer then will be the team teaching sections, which means that I will not only be teaching you guys, but there will be also other lecturers that will be my partners in giving you lessons in the class. All right, without further ado, let's take a look at the first sessions about the overview of Pancasila education. Okay, good morning everyone, and a very welcome for you to our first meetings for the Pancasila education course. And as I said before, my name is Zanuar, representing our teaching team here at Bangka Belitung University. Today's session is all about setting the foundations for our entire semesters. We'll walk through our course contract, clarify expectations, outline our study topics, and discuss how you will be evaluated. Day one is very crucial because when we are all on the same page regarding our learning goals and ground rules, we create an environment where everyone can succeed and also excel. Let's move to the second slide. Okay. Now, before we jump into the academic content, let's establish our class code of conduct for both offline and also online learning. For our face-to-face sessions on campus, we ask for punctuality and also professional conduct, which means this also applies for me as your lecturer. And then arriving, as we can see that, arriving on time, it shows respect for our peers and also keeps our discussions uninterrupted. We also encourage active, polite academic dialogue and also need appropriate attire. When we transition to virtual sessions, the same level of respect is also applies. Please join promptly with your video cameras turning on. Seeing your face builds a how do we say it? Seeing your face that builds a real classroom connections despite the distance. And please always use our university LMS to submit assignments on time. And remember to practice proper digital etiquette in every online discussions. Okay, now we are getting deeper for the course of the subjects in our semesters. Now, a question students often ask on day one is, why is Pancasila a mandatory course in a university? Well, didn't that we learn this in high school? Okay. Well, the answer is that at the university level, we move beyond basic memorizations. Pancasila serves as your ethical compass for academic and professional decision making. In a world driven by rapid technological change, modern socioeconomic pressures, and also competing global ideologies, Pancasila sharpens your critical thinking. It anchors your identity so that you can become globally competitive professionals while you also remain grounded in human dignity, social justice, and also national unity. And then looking at our overall course descriptions, our overarching missions rest on three core pillars. The first one, we aim to deepen your sense of nationalism and also patriotism. This isn't about blind sentiment, but about building genuine national insight so you can represent Indonesia confidently on any stage. Second, we cultivate personal discipline and active contributions. A peaceful, harmonious society doesn't happen by accident. It requires citizens who actively live by shared moral values. And third, our ultimate goal is to produce intelligent, civilized, and ethically responsible graduates who apply their scientific knowledge and technical skills for the betterment of society. Okay? And then to achieve these goals, our target learning outcomes are split into two complementary dimensions. The first one is conceptual understanding, and the second one is the practical application. On the conceptual side, you will learn to explain the foundational principles of Pancasila and analyze how these values apply to contemporary national issues. However, theoretical knowledge alone is not enough. The second dimension focuses on practical executions. You will learn how to actively embody Pancasila values in your daily campus life, community interactions, and also future professional careers. And then, by the end of this course, you will be equipped to evaluate Pancasila through multi-dimensional framework. We will examine Pancasila historically, understanding the sacrifices and also the liberation of our founding leaders, and also we will look at it constitutionally as the foundational basis of the Republic of Indonesia, and ideologically in comparison with the other world systems. And finally, we will analyze Pancasila as philosophical system, an ethical framework, and a guiding foundation for scientific advancement and technological ethics. Okay. Next, with the seventh slide, which means the learning method. Okay. To make this course as engaging as possible, our teaching methodology is highly interactive and student-centered. You won't just be sitting through passive lectures. We will combine interactive class discussions with team-based projects, which means that you'll be working in a small teams. You will tackle real-world problems and document your step-by-step progress in weekly logbooks. And then we will also use case-based learning, analyzing not conceptual, I mean, how do we say it? Analyzing actual contemporary social, legal, and also ethical dilemmas so you can practice applying Pancasila principles to the real life. The next slide. Nah, and then in the assessment process, our evaluation system is designed to be fair, transparent, and continuous throughout the semesters. We don't evaluate you based on a single high-stakes test. No. Instead, we assess your participatory engagement during weekly class discussions and group presentations. We track your teamwork progress through your project logbooks and final deliverables. And finally, we verify your cognitive understanding through short periodic quizzes, a midterm exam, and also a final exam. Okay. Then, this is our evaluation basis also weight. Let's look at the exact grading breakdown on this slide. Sorry. Notice that our team-based project carries the highest weight at 50%. We deliberately design it this way because teamwork, problem solving, and also practical deliverables reflect real-world professional environments. And then participatory activities only account for 10%, while quizzes and short assignments make up for another 10%. The midterm exam, also the final exam, each contribute for 15%. This means that if you stay consistent with your weekly team project and participate actively in the class, you will already secure 70% of your total grade before taking your final exams. Then, this is Universitas Bangka Belitung grading scale and also grade points. This table actually shows our university's official grading scale, as you can see in the slide. To earn A, or sorry, in order to get an A grade with a 4.0 grade point, your total cumulative score needs to be above 85. The scores between 80 and also 85 earn an AB, ranking down to an E for scores below 40. My advice for getting an A is simple. Don't wait until the exam week. By submitting your weekly logbooks on time, engaging in classroom discussions, and putting effort into your team project, reaching that 85 plus threshold is very achievable for everyone in this room. Okay. Over the next 14 weeks, we will explore 14 rich study topics spanning cognitive, active, or affective, and also practical domains. We will begin with historical roots, constitutional law, and state ideology. And then we will move into highly relevant modern topics such as state economics, religious harmony, character educations, mental health and social empathy, anti-corruption, environmental ecology, and navigating digital disruptions across generation gaps. These topics are tailored to address the exact challenge you face as young adults and the future leaders. All right, we have already finished with our first sessions, which is the overview of Pancasila educations. Now, let's move on with the team teaching sections. As you can see in the slides, there is a series of data that I provide to you. As you can see here, that it means that numbers, we have day, we have time, we have course code, and then course title, and then faculty, study program, class, lecturer 1, lecturer 2, and then the sessions of lecturer 1, also session of lecturer 2. As you can see, from Monday until Friday, we have a full lecture sessions. However, this we have several study program in here, which mostly at least one of the entrance students will enroll in here. For example, that there is one in accounting, two in biology, one in economics, one in management, and also one in informational technology. Well, as I already explained before, that UBB have a team teaching sections, which means that you will not be only accompanied, accompanied by one lecturer, but maybe two or more than two lecturers. For example, that in accounting of 26 AK1, the lecturers will be Zainal Prasetyo and also Mr. Angga Sanjaya. And then for the sessions itself, I will be accompanying you guys from the first meeting until the eighth meeting, which means that until midterm exams. And then the rest, which means from the ninth meeting until the 16th meeting, you will be accompanied by Mr. Angga Sanjaya. It is also, as you can see, for the other lecturer, for example, that in biology, we have Mr. Poniman and also Miss Yuli Asmarani. And then in economics, we have Mr. Fajar Agung Pangestu. And then in management, we have Mr. Padlun Fauzi. And also the rest of the lecturers like Mr. Krishna Adrian, and then Mr. Naufal Yusran, also Mr. Effendi Harun, and also Mr. Desiwantara, and also Mem Diah Pitaloka. Please act accordingly based on who are your lecturers in the class. Don't be hesitant and don't be hesitate if you have any difficulties in enrolling your educations in for the course title, which is the Pancasila Educations. That's it for the information for the team teaching section. Thank you. Okay, that's all for the explanations for the about the overview and so the team teachings. Now we will move to the quiz time. This is in order to check whether you are still understanding what we are trying to explain or not. And then after you have already finished your quiz, you should make sure that if you have any problems or difficulties regarding this kind of course, please don't hesitate to tell us. Thank you very much, and I hope good day for you, and see you next week.